Is you flat or globe?
Globe.
Okay, let's have a conversation. What is your single best globe proof, scientific proof?
I don't have any, honestly.
Well, then why are you a globe?
I don't know. I just think it's funny how, like, some of the concepts of the flat Earth are kind of interesting to me.
You mean they're interesting as compelling or stupid?
I mean, I'd say a combination of both.
All right, give me a stupid one because maybe maybe you have an incorrect thing.
Okay, so like a stupid one would be to assume that the entirety of all globe Earth science are either in on something or they're too stupid to do the research.
Well, we don't think that.
Okay, so what do we think?
Well, we think that people are indoctrinated, and like teachers, when they're teaching you about space and geology and all that stuff, they believe what they're teaching you because that's what they were taught, right? So there's even people that work for NASA that think NASA is real because it's all compartmentalized. We have lots of whistleblowers from NASA that say they don't know what the guy next to them is doing. So it's not that there's that many people in on it, but there are a lot of whistleblowers that you just haven't heard of. There's astronauts, pilots, teachers, scientists. There's all sorts of people that prove, if you take the time to look at the evidence, that the Earth is flat. How old are you, by the way?
28.
That's good. I'll take it. So, do you like Bitcoin?
No.
Do you want 3 Bitcoins?
No.
Okay, great.
Wait, why? Why are you giving them away?
I'm giving 3 Bitcoins away if you take my challenge. And you lose nothing other than a few minutes of your time. On my website, flatearthdave.com, you scroll down, there's a banner that says Crash Course. You watch the first 3 videos, and then you jump back on my live and give me a globe proof.
Wait, so are you rich or something? How are you giving Bitcoins away? That's a lot.
I'm not going to give them away because the globe, it's not a globe, but if you do my challenge, you'll understand that. But if you think that I'm stupid, you can do my challenge and then come back with a globe proof. But there is no proof of the globe. Do you understand that on a globe, there should be a limit how far you can see due to curvature?
Sure.
Okay. So do you know if you're, how tall are you? 6 feet, maybe?
Yeah.
Say you're 6 feet. So you're standing at the edge of a perfectly calm ocean with perfectly clear air. How far should you be able to see the surface of the water? Do you know? Because I can answer for you.
No, I don't know.
It's only 3 miles because in 3 miles, the earth curves 6 feet. So you could only see the tangent of the water at 6 feet. I mean, at 3 miles. So the surface of the water will disappear beyond that. At 10 miles, do you know how much curvature there is?
Then it would
66. It would 66 feet.
Yeah.
So minus the 6 feet that you're standing up, and you're going to have 60 feet of hidden. So now, if there was a buoy that was 10 miles away, and the buoy's only 10 feet tall, well, you're not going to see it because it's going to be 50 feet under the curve. But we can not only see the buoy, we can see the surface of the water beyond it. Now, does that prove that the Earth is flat? I think it does, but you could also say, well, the Earth is 1,000 times bigger than they're telling us. That's why there's not as much curvature. And if the Earth is 1,000 times bigger, maybe there's 7,000 or 8,000 continents then. So that's a problem. But I don't think it's a big giant ball. I think it's flat.
How big do you think the Earth is?
That's a great question. I think the equator is closer to 21,000 miles around, but I have no way of measuring it. And the only way you can measure it, because there's so much ocean involved, is with NASA GPS. And they lie. We've caught them lying about GPS. About how far you're actually going. The Antarctic sailboat race actually proves that. So I want you to go. I want you to go to my website and watch a couple of those videos, and then it's going to change your life if you do.
Okay, what's up with this Bitcoin? You're really giving away Bitcoin if I do that?
I'm really offering Bitcoin for a globe proof. Let me give you an equivalent thing. You can offer me. You could offer me your home if I can prove Bugs Bunny is real. All right.
I
Are you in
think Bugs
college?
Bunny
You're out
is
of college.
real.
You're 28, right?
Yeah, Bugs Bunny is real.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, you can show me a rabbit and say it's Bugs Bunny, then we have an argument. But
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
show me that the Earth is curving, spinning in a space vacuum, violating natural law. You can't show me high pressure air adjacent to a vacuum without containment. You can't show me, refraction of something that's hidden behind a hill. Like if you and I were outside and I ducked behind a hill, you couldn't see me. You have to believe that there's some sort of weather front that can come in that would make me appear to be on the top of the hill, but that never happens. So
Yeah, I
here's the
guess
thing.
like I said, the biggest concept that's tricky for me is, so you say indoctrinated. So if we assume that what about the ones that are not indoctrinated? Because obviously we're indoctrinated. There's so many people that are indoctrinated because they haven't done the science. What about people that have claimed to do the science? Would you say every
What's
single one
science?
of them is debunkable?
Yeah. Well, it's not. Everyone says, "What proof do you have of the globe?" And they go, "All of it." I'm like, "What? All the science?" I'm like, "No, those are just words. What science?" And they can't name a single test because every scientific test for axial rotation, which is the spin of the Earth, or curvature, has proven the opposite. So, a naval ship with their railgun can target another ship 125 miles away with a pinpoint laser and then shoot a projectile in a line drive. They only have to account for a little bit of drop, but they can see the target. And at 125 miles, there's 2 miles of curvature. It should be 2 miles below the curve, but somehow they can light up that target with a laser beam and see it. Something's wrong here.
Yeah, it sure sounds that way, don't it?
Yeah,
So what
and
about would you say that you could beat any globie in the world in a debate? Any person who believes the Earth's a globe in the world?
well, no, you can fight people to the death that'll never concede to anything. But people
No,
like
no,
one of the
no.
big
Like
ones.
science, would you say that your tests and your studies would supersede any one person's tests or sciences that is a globie?
1,000%, as long as they're authentically honest. Because I don't.
World's flat, man.
They have to be authentically honest. We on my channel. Well, you'd have to go to my interviews channel, and that we debated, me and Angels of Light, who's on TikTok. We debated this PhD scientist, and he was blown away. But he was authentically honest, and he was literally finishing our arguments for us. He's like, "Well, you wouldn't be able to see that." We're like, "Exactly," and we showed him that you can see it. We've done experiments on frozen lakes at nighttime where there's no humidity, no refraction, and we're seeing things that should be 20 feet below the curve, and that they all line up perfectly like the ice is flat. It's wild. Yeah.
So what do you think about the constellation differences between the hemispheres that they claim?
Yeah, so if you and I were in a Home Depot and we're looking up at the ceiling and the lights are kind of jumbled around, I go, "Look, doesn't that look like a dinosaur?" And you're like, "Yeah, I can see that." And you say, doesn't that group of lights look like a starfish?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can see that." So now we expand that Home Depot to 10 miles wide, and you go for a walk down aisle 6, right? About quarter of a mile later, I can't even see you. Half a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles. I yell, you can't even hear me. I call you on your cell phone. And I say, "Hey, look up at the lights in the ceiling. Do you see that starfish? Do you see that dinosaur?" You're like, "No, I see completely different lights in the sky." I'm like, "Oh, Home Depot must be a sphere then." Get it?
Oh, dude, that's great.
Yeah.
Dude.
So there's answer. Listen, there's answers for all of these things. Boats over the horizon, they do disappear from the bottom up. They do.
Is there any concept that you haven't quite been able to understand?
There's some things, like things in the sky, like I couldn't tell you what the moon is. I couldn't tell you how far it is or what the sun is or how far it is. But I can tell you that the sun, the moon, and the planets are all at the same focal length. You zoom in and get them in focus, and you switch to the other ones, and they're all in focus too. What does that tell you? Now somebody will go, "Well, you set your phone, your camera to infinity, and everything's in focus." No, I can focus beyond the moon, and in front of the moon, and on the moon, and then I can move it over to Jupiter, and Jupiter's in focus. It's crazy. And then we can actually take the time and prove that the lights in the sky that they tell us are stars could not be the size that they are. Do you know why the sun and the moon look like they're the same size? What the
What is that?
explanation is? They say the sun is 860,000 miles across and the moon is like 2,000 or something. They say the sun is 400 times bigger than the moon, and it just coincidentally happens to be 400 times farther than the moon. Therefore, they look like they're the same size. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had a tennis ball, which was a foot in front of you, and a yoga ball, which was 20 feet away from you, they might look like they're the same size. Understand?
Yep.
So that's sizing invariance. So when if something is 10 times the size and 10 times the distance, it looks like it's the same size. So they tell us Polaris. Where are you, in the United States?
Yep.
Polaris, our North Star, you know how to find it in the sky?
Sure.
So, and you can see it with your naked eye. They say it's 46 times bigger than the sun. Okay. So if the sun, 860,000 miles wide, was just a mile over your head at noon, it would fill the whole sky. You agree? It'd be like you're standing on a BB and a yoga ball is a millimeter over that BB. You look up, all you can see is yoga ball. So we moved the sun 93 million miles away, and now it's the size of a coin held at arm's length. You with me?
Sure.
If I double the distance again, so it's now twice as far, it's going to be half the width and half the height. So it's going to be quarter of the size. So now it's the size of like a pencil eraser. And if I double it again, so it's 4 times farther, now it's going to be kind of like a large star. And if I made it 8 times farther, let's just say it looks about this like any other star in the sky. So 8 times farther, they say the sun is 8 light minutes away. So 8 times 8 is 64. We can call that a light hour. So if the sun was a light hour away, it would look like a star. If I made it 2 light hours away, you think you could see it?
I don't know.
Well, that's a good question. It would be very small, but let's make it 24 light hours away just to be safe. At 24 light hours away, you could not see the sun because its angular size would be far below the limits of your eyes. So at a light day away, well, they tell us Polaris is 46 times bigger than the sun. So at 46 light days away, we couldn't see Polaris. Let's round it up to 2 light months. At 2 light months away, you definitely could not see Polaris, but they tell us it's 433 light years away. Your brain should just melt when I give you those numbers because you can't even understand that. Do you know how many miles a light year is? It's like 4.5 trillion miles. Do you know how big
Isn't
the number?
51 factorial?
What's that?
51 factorial?
What does that mean?
It's a long story. Go ahead, I'm listening.
All right. So how long, just to show you how big 1 trillion is, how long is 1 trillion seconds?
Yeah, that's like, I guess, 110 fucking years.
31,000 years.
Hey, nice.
So 1 trillion seconds. So the closest star to our solar system, according to the mainstream that you're taught in school, is 4.5 trillion miles away. I think that's the number. Is 4.5 trillion? No, it's 25 trillion miles away. Something like that, yeah. 25 trillion miles away. So if we're in a rocket ship going a mile per second, which no one's ever gone that fast, in 31,000 years, we're 1/24th of the way there. We got to do that 24 more times.
Dude, that's
Isn't
like
that
3
silly?
pyramids away, dude.
It's so stupid, cosmic distances. And then besides the size problem, you have the brightness issue, because light, when it spreads out, it gets weaker exponentially. It's like if you had a balloon and you just put a little bit of air in it so it's not stretched, that the rubber is the light. And then if you blew it up to 5 feet wide, that rubber is going to get really thin. If you blew it up to 100 feet wide, if it didn't pop, the rubber would be so thin you could barely see it. And that's what light does. It spreads out over distance. But we still see things too bright. Like the moon, if it's reflecting sunlight, if you were a mile from the moon or 100 miles from the moon, it would be like 61 times brighter than we see the sun from Earth. But that's crazy. The moon is a light. It's local. Next time it's out actually tonight. Go look at it. If there's clouds in the sky, and you'll see that its light only lights up the clouds that are right next to it, not the clouds off to the side, which is weird.
Maybe.
Yeah. So listen, I got you thinking.
Clouds are.
I got a test question for you. What's my website? It's pretty easy.
Called
Look at my name.
SteveTheFlatEarthGuy.com, right?
No, what's my channel name right here? Come on.
Dave, Mr. Flat Earth Man.
FlatEarthDave.com. FlatEarthDave.com. Google is hiding information from you. FlatEarthDave.com. Scroll down to the crash course. Turn off Netflix for a week. Watch the first 5 videos in that, and I guarantee your life will be changed for the better forever.
Dude, that's awesome. Okay, I have one more question.
You're awesome, by the way.
Thank you. So what's
All right.
up with all these satellites and shit? You think they're up there by balloons?
So well, that's a great question because you know about the balloon satellites, do you?
Well, yeah, I used to watch that one Gil guy. What was his name? Gil. Caleb.
No, Caleb. He's the best. Caleb's awesome. So yeah, there's all these balloons up there. But when, my favorite thing used to be when I was on vacation in the Caribbean, I would look up and spot satellites going across the sky, and there were just little dots flying across the sky. And I'm like, wow, it's a satellite. But when you look up at a 747 at cruising altitude, can you see the engines? You can't. You can see the shape of the plane. You can see the shape of the plane, but you can't really make out the engine, right?
Yeah, I know. No, you're not.
You ever stand next to a 747? They're gigantic.
Yeah, it's a big sucker.
It's a big sucker. So at 7 miles up, you can't see the engine. That engine is probably 10 times bigger than a satellite, right? And it's only 7 miles up. The satellites are 350 miles up and farther. And we think you can see them? No.
Yeah,
you're seeing there's lots of phenomena that we're seeing in the sky, but they're not satellites as described. Maybe they're the balloons, maybe they're natural phenomena, maybe they're technology, but they ain't satellites.
Yeah, but do you think they're held up by balloons? That was Caleb's
I think
plan.
Lots of them are. If you want to talk about Starlink, during the Vietnam War, the soldiers had a special radio that would connect to what's called an AWACS plane. And that plane had equipment to receive their signals and relay it to Washington. So that was awesome. They had these things. Well, Starlink has the same equipment. It's just more modern. And the Starlink is connecting to all of the commercial and military flights that are in the sky. So instead of connecting to satellites, which would be floating in a space vacuum, which violates natural law, they're just connecting to equipment on airplanes, and it's relaying the signal. Just like when I'm on an airplane, I'm uploading and downloading videos. I'm listening to TikTok lives. I'm doing all sorts of stuff. I'm not using satellites. I'm just connecting to towers on the ground.
Can I get really direct with you for a sec?
Give it a try. Try not to embarrass yourself, though.
No, I promise I won't. So, how many satellites would you say they claim are in orbit?
Well, they say that Elon Musk has put they keep changing the number from 3,000 to 30,000. They're saying Elon has put so many Starlinks up that one falls out of the sky every day.
How many active satellites are there? Not just Starlink. I'm talking. Would you say 10,000 is a fun number?
I think what according to what they claim is far over that. Maybe more like 20 or 30,000.
Well, let's just call it 10.
Okay.
So if there were 10,000 satellites, and let's say, what percentage would you say of those are helium filled or floated like balloons that are up there?
Well, now you're asking two different questions. I don't think
No.
I don't know how many balloons are up there. Let's just say there's 2,000 balloons, but I know that there's actually more than that, because every day in spots all across the earth, and I think it's like 970 locations at the exact same time, they launch a weather balloon. Twice a day, every 12 hours, every one of these locations launches a weather balloon at the exact same time. So there's 2,000 a day being put up.
Okay, so would you say that these satellites, which keep us in service, would you say that they are? How long would one last in the sky if it doesn't? If
Well,
it's not
the
in
little
orbit,
ones
how long
only,
does it last?
yeah, the little ones that they launch every day, they only last, I think about 8 hours, 8 to 12 hours, maybe a little
I'm
longer.
talking about the
But hold
satellite
on, the
balloon.
big ones, I'm going to answer you. The big
Okay.
ones, they have disclosed that they can stay up for over a year. So that could be even way longer.
Okay. So would you say that they're ever serviced?
No, they could. Well, that's a great question. Maybe they're able to recover them before they come down. I know that when they were recovering the space shuttle, external tank, which is just a helium blimp, they did have some sort of aircraft that was recovering it.
So let me. Okay. So again, I'm going to continue to be direct if I can. This is one
Yeah,
concept that I struggle with. So let's say of the 10,000 satellites that are up there by balloon, and let's say every single one lasts a year.
yeah.
And let's say that that would mean that every year there's 10,000 satellites dropping at some point. Wouldn't we have video of one of those satellites being detached by a balloon or coming off of orbit, or we'll call it floating pattern or wherever, and blowing, because we can't control the air and the weather. It could blow somewhere. How come there's nobody seen one of them satellites come down on a balloon in the middle of Manhattan?
All right, so you just made a claim that's untrue because there's dozens of videos of satellites with balloons crashing into fields, into jungles, into the ocean, all over the place. And I would assume over populated areas, they can easily capture them before they come down. As a matter of fact, I had a commercial airline pilot from Delta Airlines who's a flat earther. He told me a story. He said, this was just last year. He said they got a call from control tower. It said, hey, there's two NASA balloons descending from 50,000 feet through your area. Be on the lookout. Now his co-pilot, who's not a flat earther, he was like, oh, balloon, haha. But this guy knows that there could be 10,000 pound, or 8,000 pound satellites hanging from these balloons. And he was actually freaking out, but they never actually saw them. But, they do track these things and they do crash all over the place. And if you go on my app, I have an app if you didn't know, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. In the frequently asked questions page, under satellites, there's a whole bunch of videos of them crashing in people's yards. With balloons on them. With balloons.
So
So
then
listen,
that would be.
I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful in when you make a statement like, how come nobody has ever, right? Which is not true. Just say, has anybody ever seen one crash, rather than assume that nobody has. And when you say, how come nobody from NASA has whistleblown, say, has anybody from NASA whistleblown? Because yes, lots have.
Yeah, no, I guess it was more of a headline sort of thing. Because why isn't this a headline sort of thing? I mean, why hasn't the masses come to realize this, and why is there not a larger movement towards the flat Earth claim, rather?
So there's over 225,000 people on my app, and those are just a fraction of the number of flat earthers. Back in 2017, they did a poll in just Brazil asking if you think the earth is flat or a globe, and 11,000 people said it's not a globe. 11 million people said it's not a globe. The problem is the mainstream media will not report on it because they're not allowed to. They're all controlled. Do you think the government lies to you?
I don't know. Do you?
Come on. You got to know
Well,
that
that's
they
a
lie
silly
about
question.
everything.
Depends. Did you vote for Biden?
I don't vote, man. Voting's not real. Come on.
Me neither, dude.
Yeah, don't vote and don't let anyone pressure you into it, because if you vote, it doesn't matter, but you're giving your consent. And just by giving your consent by voting makes you susceptible to their wizardry.
Fucking wizards.
Yeah, once you understand what this place isn't, and what you understand who you really are and what this place really is. Let me ask you a question. In school, did you hate history class?
No.
Oh, you liked history?
Well, yeah, dude. I'm a scholar, buddy.
Dude, okay, I got more homework for you. Remember this, my lunch break. Can you say that?
My lunch break.
On YouTube, my lunch break. Go watch his videos. All of our history is a lie, and it's right in front of your face. What city are you near?
I'm near Minneapolis, Minnesota.
In Minneapolis, Minnesota, there are so many buildings from the old world, it will blow your mind. And after you watch My Lunch Break and you walk through the city, you're going to go, how did I never see this before? Because you've been blinded with bullshit. Not just
I
you,
like
all
you,
of us.
Steve.
What's that?
I like you, Steve.
I'm Dave.
Dave, I like you because you're not a bully. At least you haven't bullied me here, and I appreciate that.
I'm not
That
bullying
other
you
guy,
at all.
Dark
Listen.
Science, what's the dark science guy's name again, or whatever? The guy you debated the professor with?
Professor Dave, he's a paid shill. Forget him.
No. What's the guy you debated him with? What's his name? He's like Australian.
Angels of Light.
Yes, he is a bully. They get off on bullying.
He's not a bully. Listen. He is more of just give me your glow proof. He doesn't want to talk about anything else, and that's a great strategy. I kind of like it. As a matter of fact, he actually just flew. He landed in California yesterday, and we're both going. I'm speaking at a conference in Arizona this coming weekend, and he's coming. The first time I'm going to meet him in person.
That's cool. See, that's a flex right there.
Yeah. So my presentation, by the way, is going to be epic. Right?
Good.
Yeah. So anybody that's interested in going to the conference this coming weekend, it's internationaltruthexpo.com. Internationaltruthexpo.com.
Yeah, I'm going to check you out, buddy. I'd like to see you debate that Neil deGrasse guy.
Uh-oh, I got a warning. Did I say something bad? Neil deGrasse Tyson will never talk to us. He's a paid shill. What did I say? Oh, because I said, am I not allowed to say websites on here?
I don't know why you couldn't. I think you can.
All right, just got a warning. Whatever.
Hey, I'm going to go now. I'm going to bed, though. Hey, it was nice talking to you, Dave. Dave.
All right, man. Thanks so much for coming up. I got a bunch of other people asking to come up.
Good luck at your conference.
All right, a conference, dude. Conference. See you later.
Yep.